Hey there, good morning everyone. Wednesday the 16th of August 2023. This morning's devotional is a reading from Genesis chapter 21, reading verses 6 and 7, which read, Sarah said, God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. And she added, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne him a son in my old age. God had made a covenant with Abraham, promising him that he would become the father of many nations. And we can find that in Genesis chapter 17, verse 5. However, Abraham and Sarah had to endure many years of waiting and a roller coaster ride of faith, doubt, and patience before they experienced the joy of parenthood. They faced the harsh reality of Sarah's barrenness and the natural limitation of their age. Yet, they clung to God's promise, trusting in His faithfulness, even when it seemed impossible. In their impatience, they tried to bring about the fulfillment of God's promise in their own way. Sarah suggested that Abraham have a child through her servant Hagar, leading to the birth of Ishmael. However, this is not what God had in mind, and it brought complications and consequences. God's promise was ultimately fulfilled in His perfect timing. Just as it seemed humanly impossible, Sarah gave birth to Isaac. The name Isaac itself means he laughs, which is a testimony of Sarah's joy and gratitude, but it's also an echo of the laughter of doubt that she gave when she first heard of the news and the promise. And we can find that in Genesis chapter 18, verses 12 to 15. In our lives, we can face situations where we are waiting for God's promises to come to pass. It can be challenging to trust when circumstances seem against us and when time just goes on and on and on and there is no end of it. Yet, Abraham and Sarah, we are called to hold to the assurance of God's faithfulness. Just as we wait for God's promises to come to pass, let us also find joy in the certainty of His plan. Just as Sarah experienced the overwhelming joy of holding her long-awaited son, we too can find joy in the fulfillment of God's promises, knowing that He will bring them to pass in His own time. My dear friends, let us begin trusting in God's provision and timing. We can try and rush God, but know this, He operates in His own time schedule and will not be blackmailed or threatened or even rushed into something. So let us trust Him in all things. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.